What's up, guys? Did you miss me? Hey, I'm back, man. Back with another video, man. Let me turn the air down real quick. So in this video, I just wanted to talk about my ownership of this Mustang GT for about 1.5 years now. I got it not last November, but the November before the last November. So I owned it for about 1.5 years. Yeah, about 1.5 years I've owned this car. So I just want to talk about my experience owning this car for 1.5 years, and you know, the things I like about it, the things I hate about it. Should you get a Mustang GT? I can give you a real analysis on daily driving a Mustang GT now for 1.5 years. So let's get to it. I wanted to do that while I gave y'all a POV drive, so y'all have something to look at while we talk about this. So let's get to it, man. All right, so I bought this car in November of 2021. It had 30,000 miles on it, 30,500 miles on it, if I remember. And I now have 67,132 miles on it. So I put a little over 30,000 miles on the car since I've owned it in the last 1.5 years. So that lets y'all know that I've really been daily driving this car, like every day, been driving this car. So I'll start with the things that I love about it. One of the things that I really love about this car is how easy it is to drive. And what I mean by that is, this car in particular, since I have the premium, you've got modes in here. So you got the normal mode, you got the sport plus mode, the track mode, and you got the snow wet mode. And you also have your steering settings. So you got sport, comfort, and normal. So when I'm cruising around and just driving around, I really like to drive it in comfort, and I like to drive it in snow wet mode. And the reason I like to drive it in snow wet mode and in comfort on the steering is because snow wet mode is the lowest throttle response. So you're not gonna get as much jerking, you're not gonna get as much power out of little inputs on the gas, if that makes any sense. So on snow wet mode, I can give it input, but it's not gonna be as much as it would be in sport plus mode, if that makes any sense. So when I'm cruising around and I want to leave a light and I don't want to be jerking and all type of shit, I put it in snow wet mode so that it's very light on the throttle response, very easy to drive. Another thing that I like is that it drives good. The suspension on this car is good. I have lowering springs, as y'all know, but even on lowering springs, the car drives great. It's not good on gas mileage only because I cut the cats off. Ever since I took the cats off, this thing has been horrible on gas. I think that's just what you get. You want more power, you're gonna have to sacrifice gas mileage. That's how it goes. But the car is plenty powerful. And honestly, like I said in my last POV driving videos, if you get this car, you're not getting it for gas anyway, so that doesn't matter. There's not really too many things I can think of that I don't like about this car. I don't like the transmission. I'm gonna be straight up about that. I don't like the transmission in this car, especially when it's cold out. For some reason, driving this car when it's cold, like not when the weather's cold, but when the car is cold, the transmission feels broken. And I don't know if that's because my transmission's fucked, like it's going out, or it's just really because when it's cold, I don't know what it is about it, but when the transmission's cold in this car, it feels broken. Like it's hard to get into gear. Sometimes it grinds when I'm trying to get into gear, but when it warms up, there's no grinding. So one of the first times it did it, I thought my transmission was bad or something, but as soon as the car warmed up, it started to drive normal. The clutch in this car is ass. I don't like how the clutch feels. And they're weak. They're not really made to hold this amount of power. So a lot of times when you're trying to race or you're trying to go from a dig, it'll lock you out because the clutch is not made for the amount of power that the car has. So it's not really rated for that. So that's another thing that I don't like. But another thing that I do like is that it's very visible in here. One things that I love and I've always championed the Mustang for having is good visibility. Everything sits low in the car. You sit higher up. You can see over every window that you're trying to see. You can see over the hood. You can see behind you very well. You can see your mirrors very well. Everything in this car, visibly wise, is great. I don't have any blind spots. I can look over my shoulder, see exactly what I need to see. And on top of that, I have blind spot monitors on here. So if I can't see in my blind spots, my mirrors will tell me that there's some in my blind spots. So that's one thing that I credit Mustang and Ford on doing really well with this car, is making it very good on visibility. It's one of the things that I don't like about Camaros, is that the visibility in the Camaros are very bad. Like, everything sits super high up in a Camaro as far as the door sills, and like the windshield is much smaller. God damn, these potholes, man. One thing I hate about living in Michigan, bro, these potholes are deadly. Yeah, the windshield is a lot smaller. It's kind of like a cockpit, which is cool. Feels like you're in a race car, but it's not good for visibility and daily driving. So that's one of the things I don't like about Camaros. I do love about this car, visibility. But my experience driving this car daily for a year and a half, I have to give it a 8.5 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? The only 2 points it's missing is that it's just not a good car in the winter, and gas sucks. Those are the only 2 things I can say are bad about it. But if you don't really care about gas and you don't plan on driving it in the winter, it's a great daily as far as spring and summer goes. As I do with every video, I'm gonna end it off with me doing some POV driving, so y'all enjoy. Put it in Sport Plus, put the steering on normal. Wondering what my exhaust setup is, I changed my exhaust setup since my last video. I know my last full video that I made was my last exhaust system that I had on here. I have changed it up since then. I know I change up my exhaust all the time, and I will be bringing y'all a video on exactly what I did to the exhaust system, but I still have the 2M Fabrications cat deletes, but now I have a Flowmaster Super 10 in the middle, and I have my Borla S-types back on. So I know in the last video, I bought muffler deletes and I had a resonated X-pipe. Now that resonated X-pipe broke because it was too low to the ground and it kept hitting stuff. So when I had to go over a speed bump or when I had to go into an incline in a driveway, my car would clear, but that wouldn't because it was sitting so low, that resonated X-pipe. So I would hit things, and after a while of just hitting stuff over and over again, it ended up cracking and breaking. So I decided to go with a what is this Dodge doing? I decided to go with a Flowmaster Super 10. Like I was saying, before this Dodge rudely interrupted, I decided to go with a Flowmaster Super 10 cat deletes and a Borla S-type, and I think it brings a perfect balance, right? So it brings a perfect balance to the sound of the car. What is he doing? What is he doing? What's he talking about? Money, bro? I ain't trying to race you. I swear to God, man, y'all get a sports car, people just gonna want to race you and whatever, man. My mans was sitting there talking about trying to race me. What are you trying to race me for, cash in that Durango, bro? That's a V6 Durango. You ain't doing nothing in that Durango, good. The Borla S-Type and Flowmaster Super 10s with the cat deletes gives it a perfect balance as far as the sound goes. So you got loud when you want and you got quiet when you want, right? And you don't have this vibration that muffler deletes give you. If anybody who drives a V8 car with muffler deletes, they know what I'm talking about. The vibration that you get from the muffler deletes is pretty, it could be annoying, right? And you also could get a lot of drone. The Borla S-Types do a good job of canceling out the drone and just giving you the tone that you want. And the Flowmaster Super 10s also do a good job of getting rid of any raspiness that you have from the exhaust. So I enjoy the sound of this a lot. And again, I'm gonna give y'all an in-depth video on the sound of it. The new sound that I have with the car. Y'all probably seen a short that I made a while ago of this exhaust setup. So it does sound great though. This dude in this Durango keeps following me. And I don't want what he wants, but I don't want to race him. You know what I mean? I'm also not trying to go to Jackson, right? I don't know what this dude wants, man. I'm just trying to drive my car. I'm just trying to enjoy my day, man. But I really just wanted to bring y'all an update video on what's going on and if I still like my car and why I haven't been uploading, and give y'all a POV drive. I just wanted to do everything in one. Definitely gonna start uploading more content more frequently now that the weather's a lot nicer. Jesus Christ, man. Fuck these potholes, dude. But yeah, definitely gonna start bringing y'all more content now that the weather's getting better. So yep, here's the car, y'all. She's still looking good, you know what I mean? Still beautiful, flawless, you know what I mean? Other than the windshield crack that I got right here. I do got a crack in my windshield. That's from speeding on the highway, it happens. But yeah, man, here's the car. The only thing that I've done different to the car since the last time y'all have seen it is Of course, my exhaust system, which I will bring y'all another video on what I did to my exhaust another day. And I added a GT badge. As y'all know, I had a plaque. I didn't like the plaque. I actually do like the GT. I had a plaque and I had it empty. I feel like when it was empty, you know, nobody really knew what it was. So I wanted to put a GT on there just so people know what's up. But other than that, man, I haven't done nothing else to the car, man. I do plan on getting another car. I will tell y'all in another video what I plan on doing after I get rid of this one. Or maybe I'll just surprise y'all with the next car that I get. But make sure y'all put in the comments what y'all want to see next. If y'all enjoyed this video, I'm back, man. I never left y'all. You know, I just took a break for a little bit, so it is what it is, man. But I'm back. Weather's getting nice again, as y'all can see. I'm out here in a t-shirt. It's feeling good outside. Spring is finally here, so we back to getting this content. So make sure y'all drop a like or press the like button, subscribe, drop a comment down in the comment area, and let me know what y'all want to see next, man. It's been your boy Kurt. It's been real. I'm back, and I'm out.